Another tool for your arsenal today. It's all about recovery time, rest and recovery of the body, right? How important that is. Well, we got the 4 main pillars. We got the training, the lifting, then we got nutrition, the food that you put in your system. Then we have the cardiovascular activity, which we're doing within the workout, in our case, to elevate our heart rate, to keep our heart healthy, right? And the heart muscles. And then last is rest and recovery. How powerful that is, because it's part of the foundation of what you're doing. It's not just training and nutrition, because that's not going to be enough. If you want to be complete, if you really want to target every single area and be successful in this fitness journey, you gotta do that. You gotta do all 4 pillars, and they all kind of equal the same, right? You got 25% of each one of them. Because if you miss one of them, if you build a foundation of a house, right, and there's 4 pillars like this, right? You got 4 pillars, and one of them fails or you're not doing it. Now you got the foundation of a house on 3 pillars, right? That foundation is not gonna be too strong, is it? So all of them, each one of them individually has to be targeted, has to be worked on. So today, what we're gonna focus on is rest and recovery, right? I'm gonna show you a few exercises to do with the foam roller. I really believe the foam roller is a massive help, because what it does, let's say like after a workout, right? When you're training hard, you have a hard session, right? You just killed yourself and the muscles are in pain, right? What happens deep down, actually the muscles are really tight, right? They're like, everything's kind of squeezed in together. They're hard, right? Your muscle tissue is hard. Now, what the foam roller does, right, when you use it, it's gonna basically stretch those muscles, right? To allow the blood flow to kind of go around the muscle, right? Throughout it. And then you're not building like you're moving around that lactic acid, so you don't have no muscle pain anymore, even though you might still have it, but it speeds up recovery, right? And that's what you want. You want to speed up recovery, because the faster you recover, the faster you can get back in the gym and killing it, right? Because if you don't recover enough and then you go and train the muscle again, you're risking yourself, for a massive injury. And you don't want that, right? You want the recovery to be as fast as possible and as good as possible as well. And that will also bring you and give you so many other benefits, like stretching, being more flexible, right? Being more mobile, right? So mobility is also a very important point while training with a foam roller. And I'll show you now a few exercises, what we're gonna do with it, and the mobility routine as well that we're gonna go through, right? But I really want to take a bit of time and really focus on how important rest and recovery is, because a lot of people kind of get this a bit misunderstood. They just think, I'm just gonna go in there, smashing it on a single, on an everyday basis kind of thing, but they're not resting enough. And at one point, you're gonna hit that plateau, right? When you hit that plateau and you're not seeing any more changes in your body or in the gym, if you feel like tired or like really there's no pump anymore, nothing's like, you just feel something's weird, right, with your body. Well, that's a sign of your body saying, yo, slow down a bit, man. I need to recover before you kind of kill it again, right? So when you hit a plateau, don't look in the gym for the solution, because it's not gonna be there. You're not gonna find it in the gym. You're gonna find it outside the gym with rest and recovery, right? The ability to recover is as important as training. This is why we're gonna do the foam roller and stretching routine as well. And it's I can't stress it enough. It really is as powerful as the nutrition, as powerful as the training, like lifting, and as powerful as the cardio, right? Always keep this in mind. Like, I'm really trying to, teach you guys to have everything, like, this is a lifestyle, right? This is not something that you do for a couple of months or 6 months or like a year program kind of thing, and then you just leave it. It doesn't work like that. It's a lifestyle that you constantly have to do on a daily basis, forever. Why wouldn't you do it forever? because it will constantly bring you results. It will constantly make you feel great. You know, when you have a bad day and you go to the gym, that's your antidepressant pills, man. You know, that you go in there, and then after you finish the workout, everything has a, you know, you look at things with a different perception. Problems are not as big anymore, you know, and you start to find solutions. That's incredible. So it's something that we have to look for, you know, for life. Is the foundation that you must understand. You must understand that you need these 4 pillars in order to constantly keep, you know, the body growing, progressing, and also you want to be functional, right? You want to not just be strong in the gym or be able to do crazy moves in the gym, but outside the gym too. Because in the gym you only spend like an hour and a half max. Everything else you do is outside the gym, right? If you have kids, you want to be able to run around with them and play with them, and you know, whatever, half a day, or because kids have a lot of energy, right? So you got to keep up with them. You got to pick things up. You got to do shopping. You know, you got to do some housework. For all of these things, you need to be, you know, functional. And this is what the gym also creates. It gives you that ability and the power to be able to be very strong outside the gym. It's not just in there. It's not just like, you know, tricep extension. Fuck that. That's all like, it's a very small part of it, right? That just, the gym, what you create in there will take everything and you use it outside the gym, right? Because it's all part of the game to build it that way. All right, so here we go. We're gonna start with a foam roller routine. I'll show you how to use it, mostly we're gonna focus a lot also on the back, because the back is the one that takes most of the pressure, right? On your daily life, daily stresses of life, and even from training as well, right? Whatever you do, like all the tension kind of builds up here on your trap, middle back, lower back too. You can have some pain in there. So we're gonna release that tension now, right, with the foam roller. And then I'll show you a nice mobility routine as well to do to open up the hips, right? To open up a bit the chest cavity as well, and the shoulders and everything. Okay, here we go, recovery time, baby. Here we go. Now, the foam roller, very important tool, very important tool. There's different foam rollers out there, right? I personally like this one because it also has these kind of pins that come outside and they go a bit deeper in the muscle tissue, right, to release that tension. But you can have the ones without anything as well, the flat ones. It doesn't really matter as much. It really depends on how much pain you can take, right? So what we're gonna focus on, we're gonna start, usually I like to start with it with my back, right? Because it releases so much tension from there. And then after I kind of start to roll down on the legs as well, right? So it's pretty simple, right? What you're gonna do, you put it like this on the back, like that, right? And then after, you place yourself on it like this, right? And then you start to roll onto it, just like that. You start first with your upper back, like this. You're gonna move it around. Oh, this feels great. Yeah, you go on your upper back, and then you're on your traps. Make sure you don't actually roll onto the bone, because that might cause a bit of pain and unnecessary pain, right? Because you don't want to roll the bone, you want to roll the muscles, right, to release the tension. So make sure you don't put it on your bone, like, you know, you can't use it on your knees or on your hips here like that, right, on your spine. You got to be careful. If you feel the spine, then make sure you kind of put it like this on the side, and you only go for like the first half of your back, and then you go for the other, you know, side, right? So here, again, first we're targeting the upper back, right? First you can keep your hands down in the beginning, and then slowly kind of keep them higher, so you open up a bit different muscles as well. And then you roll a bit on the side as well, like this, so you get a bit more of the lats in the outside part as well. And then on the other side, right? I would personally say like do 10-15 rolls on each side and do like two sets of it, right? That should be enough, right, to cause enough tension there and pressure, right? It's such a release afterwards, even though it might hurt, but that pain is so worth it, right? Once we finish with the upper back, then we could do a bit on the lower back too. You got to be careful with the lower back as well. If you don't have strong enough muscles, I wouldn't recommend it. But if you think your lower back is pretty strong and just needs to be released a bit, do it, right? You put it again, you start on your middle back like this, and then you slowly kind of push yourself forward like that, and you go side, side, and then middle, and then back down. Right, so you go for like 10-15 of these, and you focus on the lower back area here. Once we're done with the back, then we're gonna step on it like this, right? We're gonna put our glutes on top, yeah, and go for 10-15 rolls on this side as well. Then we're gonna take the other side too, right? We want to make sure that we hit every single part. You're gonna use one arm as a stability point, right? And then the other leg, you kind of use it to control the movement up and down, just like that. Yeah. Then we're gonna turn around like this, right? So first we did it on the side, now we're gonna do it in the front. Yeah, to roll a bit up and down. It's good to have more of a flat surface to do this, otherwise it's going to be a bit more difficult, right? So in your gym or at home, if you want to do this, you can too. So make sure it's a flat surface. Okay, right after we finish with the glutes, we're going to target the hamstrings. Okay, with the hamstrings it's the same. You're going to use both of your hands like this as stability, right? And then with the other leg as a moving point, so you use it to go forward and back, right? So you want to place it right underneath your hamstrings, and you want to roll up and down to release that tension, just like this. Okay, 10-15 rolls. Then we'll put it on the calf here like this, same movement as the hamstring, right? Go up and down, up and down, just like this. Okay, 10-15 as well here, nice and easy. Then we switch the other side. Okay, we're gonna do exactly the same thing here with the hamstrings first. Yeah, we want to target the hamstrings as much as we can, because usually the hamstrings are getting very tight after you do a lot of legs, after you do a lot of deadlifts, right? The hamstring curls, this can get pretty tight at one point. Then again, put it on the calf. So remember, you're gonna repeat these 2 times, right? 2-3 sets. If you want to do 3, you can. Like 10-15 rolls each muscle, right? Then what we're gonna do, we're gonna go on the other side, right? Turn around, turn around, and then we're gonna be on the front. So we're gonna place basically the foam roller on the quads. Okay, we're gonna use it now to, you're gonna be more like this in a plank position, and then we come and we roll back and front like this. This is gonna hurt a bit more than the other ones because you're putting a lot of tension and pressure. It's kind of most of your body weight on this muscle. Come all the way on your upper thigh, then all the way back. Okay, then we're gonna switch as well on the other side, on the other leg. 10-15 rolls, 2 sets. Okay, we're gonna repeat this This is what basically you will do mostly with the foam roller. This is enough to kind of release a lot of tension, right, from the tight muscles and speed up recovery massively. Now we're gonna get into a mobility routine, right? A bit of an active recovery and stretching, which allows us to kind of open up the hips, right? And just get some mobility going. Because again, it's part of the process. You don't want to be a very strong guy, fucking animal, but you can't move. You're gonna walk like this. That's not functional. You're not gonna be functional doing that. You won't be able to, you know, tie your toe, tie your fucking shoes. First one. Here we go. First one, we got a child's pose. Hold for a bit. Then we bring one leg outside, and then we open. And we come back down. Child's pose. Hold for a bit, stretch, and then the other side, and then twist, and then back down. Child's pose and twist. Child's pose and then twist. This is gonna help to release so much of your groiners here as well, right? The hip muscles too. And then when you open it up like this, you get a lot of shoulder mobility too, and then you open up the chest. And then when you have this movement here, right, the child's pose, there's so much lower back stretch. It massively helps to release that tension in the lower back. Okay, next, another great one to open up the hips. Right, we're gonna be in this position here like this with the knee on the floor, and then we're gonna push down a bit. Right, we push forward. When you push forward, you're gonna feel the stretch here a lot, right? Here, and then when you push forward, you're also gonna raise your arm. And then when we come back, right, like this, we're going to a hamstring. Then again, front, push, side stretch, and hamstring, toe touch. Front push, side stretch. The side stretch will also massively help to stretch a bit the obliques here on the side, right? And then some of your back muscles too. And then the hamstrings here, you get a lot of the back part of your leg and a bit of back as well, right? Because you're stretching this. And then again, front, side, and back, right? And then we switch. Same on this side. All right, we come forward. Stretch on the side, then a hamstring stretch, then again. You want to do like 5 to 10 reps on each side of these, and then again repeat like 2 times, right? Stretch and stretch. Another great one to kind of open up the back muscles and the shoulder muscles, right? This is shoulder mobility. This, if you're working in an office or you're sitting down a lot on a daily basis, this is gonna massively help you with your posture, right? So if you're constantly like this all the time, and you feel that tightness in your back, this is gonna help you out a lot, right? So we're gonna be here. It's like a half Superman, right? Without lifting your legs, you just keep them on the floor, right? You raise your upper body like this, and then from here we come forward and then back and trying to go behind here as well. And then again, it's like you're kind of swimming in a way, right? This is massively gonna increase the shoulder mobility as well. Like this, boom. Forward, down, and back, and again. Next, we're gonna do some hip rotation, right? We're gonna do one leg at a time. So we're gonna be in this kickback position here, and then from here, right, we're simply gonna do rotations like this with the leg, just like this. This is also helping the glute muscles as well to kind of stretch out and have your hip flexors more mobile and you're increasing the mobility in there. All right, just like this. You do like 10, 15 circles, and then you switch the other leg. Make sure you keep your core tight as well while you're doing this. Next, we're gonna move into a pigeon stretch, right? So you're gonna bring your leg over here like this. The back leg is kind of straight, as straight as you can, right? And then you come down here. The lower you come down, the more you're gonna feel the stretch on your outer thighs, on your glutes. Lower back is also stretching here as well, right? So we come here, then we open a bit, then we come back. Then again, open, come back. Shoulder mobility too here. Down, stretch, up, down, stretch, up, down, stretch. Okay, we got another 10, 15 of these. Then we move into the next one. We're gonna do the famous down dog. This is also a very important stretch that massively helps your hamstrings as well here, and the lower back and the glutes, right? So you're kind of opening up those muscles. And so we go from a down dog like this. If you're more experienced, if you do yoga a lot, you'll be able to do this 100% perfect. My calves here are pretty tight, so it's hard for me to kind of really go with my foot like this. It's hard to keep it, right? But if you're in my position, for example, you can just hold it here like this and then slightly move your feet like this, right? Up and down, up and down, up and down. This is gonna give you a massive stretch in your calves, hamstrings, right? And then from this, we come down here and we stretch the core, right? Make sure you're not touching the ground. You're just holding it here. Look up on the sky, and then back in a down dog. And then again, stretch. And then again. All right, we do 10, 15 of these as well. Man, I feel great. Feel more open now. Everything's kind of, functioning much better. And it wasn't long. You shouldn't take more than 20, 30 minutes to do this, right? On your rest day. It's enough, right? Because if you do everything that I just showed you, it shouldn't take you more than 20 minutes is much. But still, if you want to take your time and go a bit deeper in the stretch, you can do that. Okay, another important factor, right? Before I let you go, very important, is your daily lifestyle routines, right? And your habits. Because now we're all kind of, on our phones on a daily basis, right? You keep your phone all the time like this, and your body in time kind of moves in like this, right? Your shoulders are rolled over and like forward, right? And you're constantly like this on a daily basis, walking or sitting down, so there's gonna be a lot of tightness here. And in time, this shit can actually affect you so much, your joints and the way you feel, and like also the way you sleep is very important. You can't sleep on the side like that, because if you sleep on the side, your spine is not really straight, right? So that in time can actually affect your posture and the way you feel your back, if you got like back pain and everything. Also, when you're sitting down, right? If you're typing all the time, if you're working on a computer and you're like this all the time with your hunched back, that again is not going to help you at all, right? All that be on top of you here. So also driving, right? When you drive, if you're more like this or like this, that in time can hurt your shoulder joint, your muscles here and your bones, right? They just become completely tight and different, and they start to ache after a while. So it's also very important that you're aware of your daily kind of habits and your postures, right? Because maybe if you're younger, you don't feel them, but as you get older, man, this will tax you, right? You're gonna have to pay for these little mistakes, but you can correct them from now. It doesn't, like, you're never too old to kind of correct that, right? Because the body is smart and it's strong, and you can do slightly slight changes that can actually have a massive impact on how your body is, you know, like functioning. You know, like always trying to keep your posture straight, make sure your core is constantly tied in, right? So you preserve like a nice and straight body, right? And even, to be honest, probably you felt, you're aware of this, but if not, pay attention. Next time, it has such a big impact on your mood too, right? If you constantly like this, hunch back and like your shoulders over here and you kind of like down inside like this, your mood is low, your energy is low, right? Probably you're gonna know next time when you feel in a bad mood or you're angry or whatever, you know, or feeling like sad or depressed, watch your posture a bit and see how your body is kind of responding to that. And if you're like this, right, that will tell you a lot. And then you're like your face, you know, you're sad, like everything's kind of going down when you're in a bad and low energy, right? But when you're in your high energy, right, when you're feeling great, when you're feeling happy, when you're feeling empowered and confident, your shoulders are rolled back, your chest is up, right? You're ready, your head is up as well. You're looking forward for the challenges. You're not looking down and trying to miss something. No, you're here. Whatever comes, you're ready, right? So it has such a massive impact on how you feel too, like your posture and like the way you move your body, right? And yeah, man. Anyway, make sure you take a rest day whenever you feel like it. Like if you train, for example, 5-6 days and you still don't feel like you need rest, don't take it. Just listen to your body, be smart. You don't necessarily have to follow a specific routine and be like, 5 days a week, Monday to Friday, we can rest. If you're not attacking the body in a way that you really feel like you need the rest, then you're not training enough. You're not training good enough in order for you to see the results. So you'd rather go back in the gym and keep training hard enough until you start to see results, right? Because at one point you stagnate, and when that stagnation happens, you're like, man, I'm doing everything. I'm training every day almost, like 5 days a week. I'm eating right, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and I'm still not seeing many results. Well, that's because you're not pushing yourself hard enough. It's because you're following too much the society kind of plans of Monday to Friday, 5 days a week. If you're training more than that, it's overtraining. No, it's not. It's bullshit. It really depends on everybody's, you know, ability to train. I can train, you know, 2 weeks without rest, without any problem. And I'm sure you can too. You just gotta be smart about it, right? Because once you get a bit more advanced into working out, your body will have its ability to recover a lot faster, right? So you won't need that much rest. And of course, when you do feel the body's kind of tired and everything's hurting, and like, that's a sign telling you, okay, motherfucker, step out a bit, a day or two, right? Do a deeper stretching routine, you know, use your foam roller to speed up the recovery, and then you're back in the game, right? But listen to your body. Don't necessarily follow a specific plan like that, because it's not going to be that beneficial for you, right? Because you're stealing your results basically. So don't steal your results. All right. Now, next, tomorrow we're going back in the gym after a nice recovery time, and we're gonna kill it like always. Stay sexy, and I'll see you tomorrow.